Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the daily reading for Wednesday, May 24th. And I think I'm being guided to do it for us a little earlier than I normally would, to at least prepare it. Not that I'll necessarily post it, because there's so much going on for Thursday. I've got a lot of work to do for Thursday. Thursday, as I've told you during the weekly readings, is Ascension Thursday. It's also the feast day of Saint Mary Magdalene de Pazzi. I don't know if that may not be. It's probably not the way you pronounce it. It probably is like something very exotic sounding, like Pazzi, because it's two Z's. It's D-E space capital P-A-Z-Z-I is how you spell her name. But I certainly believe that if she wasn't an actual reincarnation, she definitely had Mary Magdalene, the original, coming through her, speaking through her to Jesus. She would sit and have conversations with the crucifix that sounded like she was talking to her boyfriend. So I already knew it was going to be like a very loving and day, with the two of them being celebrated separately, and then on my channel together as a couple, as a divine union, like as the representation of the quintessential divine union of all time. And I knew about the new moon too, because I read about this in the general weekly. I couldn't remember what day it was at first, and then we came across it during that reading from astronomy.com, what was going on in the sky. But I didn't put it together that all three of these things are happening at once. So Ascension Thursday, which is a big one, a huge one, all on its own. This lesser known one with Saint Mary Magdalene, but I find is important for us. And the Gemini supermoon, the new moon. Whoa. So I think in approaching that is why I have all this sexy energy here. The Two of Fire and Soulmate from the Romance Angels is with what I'm starting. But first, the significant events. In the year 1595, nomenclature of Leiden University Library appears the first printed catalog of an institutional library. 1738, John Wesley, who I've spoken to you guys about before, because I went on that tour of John Street here in Manhattan, and that video I did called Live from Man, M-A-N, and I showed you the first Methodist church. John Wesley is converted, launching the Methodist movement. The day is celebrated annually by Methodists as Aldersgate Day, A-L-D-E-R-S-G-A-T-E. 1844, Samuel Morse taps out, "What hath God wrought?" Let me read that again, because that sounded crazy. What hath God wrought in the world's first telegraph message? That's what he asked the world. 1941, German battleship Bismarck sinks British battle cruiser HMS Hood. So the German battleship sank the British battle cruiser. 1,406 people die. 3 survive. 1988, Section 28 is passed as a law by Parliament in the United Kingdom, which prohibited the promotion of homosexuality. It was repealed in 2001/2004, whatever that means. It's not a hyphen like saying through 2004. It's like maybe it was repealed in 2001 and then somehow it got put back on the books and had to be repealed again in 2004. I'm not sure what it means. Did you know Mary Had a Little Lamb by Sarah Josepha Hale is first published by Boston firm Marsh, Capon and Lyon on May 24th in the year 1830. Famous birthdays: Victoria, no last name, Bob Dylan, Roseanne Cash, and John C. Riley. Famous weddings: 1917, writer Walter Lippmann, 27, weds Faye Albertson. 1935, Swedish princess Ingrid marries Danish crown prince Frederick IX. 1986, country singer Garth Brooks marries songwriter Sandy Mall. 1995, cricketer Sachin Tendulkar, T-E-N-D-L-U. Oh, goodness, I'm being dyslexic again. 1 second. Tendulkar. Tendulkar, like I said. Master number 22, weds pediatrician Anand Mehta. 2002, Princess Martha Louise of Norway, 30, weds author Ari Bain, 29, in Trondheim. Famous deaths: Nicholas Copernicus, William Lloyd Garrison, John Foster Dulles, Jim Barnes, Duke Ellington, and Harold Wilson. Harold Wilson was English and a British Prime Minister. He was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1964 to 1970, and then again from 1974 to 1976. Wilson was a moderate socialist who placed emphasis on increasing opportunity within society. Wilson's first period as Prime Minister coincided with a period of low unemployment and relative economic prosperity. His second government, though, accomplished little as leadership split over Europe and trade union issues began tearing labor apart. Though generally not his initiatives, William's government brought liberal change in a number of social areas. These included the liberalization of laws on censorship, divorce, homosexuality, immigration, abortion, and the abolition of capital punishment. He was born on March 11th in the year 1916 and was a Pisces from Huddersfield, England, United Kingdom. He died on May 24th in 1995 at the age of 79. Cause of death was cancer. Duke Ellington was an American and a jazz musician and composer. He's famous for Take the A Train and Cocktails for Two. He was born on April 29th in 1899 and was a tourist from Washington, District of Columbia. He died on May 24th in 1974 at the age of 75 of lung cancer and pneumonia. Jim Barnes was fully named James Martin Barnes and was English. He was a pioneering golfer, leading figure in the early years of professional golf in the United States. He won 4 majors and was one of the most prolific tournament winners of the first few seasons of the PGA Tour. He was born on April 8th in 1886 and was an Aries from Lelant, Cornwall, England. He died on May 24th in 1966 at the age of 80. John Foster Dulles was American and U.S. Secretary of State, a significant figure in the early Cold War era who advocated an aggressive stance against communism throughout the world. Dulles negotiated numerous anti-communist treaties and alliances, including the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, which Time magazine named him Person of the Era for. Dulles supported the French in their war against the Viet Minh in Indochina, but rejected the Geneva Accords that France and communists agreed to instead supported South Vietnam after the Geneva Conference in 1954. He was born on February 25th in 1888 and was a Pisces from Washington, D.C., USA. He died on May 24th in 1959 at the age of 71. William Lloyd Garrison was American as well and an abolitionist. He was the editor of the abolitionist newspaper, The Liberator, and one of the founders of the American Anti-Slavery Society. He was born on December 10th in the year 1805 and was a Sagittarius from Newburyport, Massachusetts, USA. Getting chills from him. He's saying hello. He died on May 24th in the year 1879 at the age of 73 of kidney disease. Maybe he remembers me from the Underground Railroad or something. Another life. Nicholas Copernicus was Polish and an astronomer as well as a mathematician. Copernicus, as well as an astronomer, was a mathematician and physician. However, it is for the formalization of his heliocentric theory, whereby planets revolved around the sun, that he is most revered. Copernicus developed this theory throughout his life study in Poland and Italy, reading of classical works, and through his own astrological observations, the latter all done with the naked eye. His theory was finally published in 1543, the year of his death, as Revolutionibus Orbium Scolestium, whatever that means. He was born on February 19th, so he's a 19. He's got that vibration, or not vibration, but that fabric of father. He was a Pisces from Turin, Russia, Royal Prussia, excuse me. And that's in the Kingdom of Poland. He died on May 24th in the year 1543 at the age of 70. He was the last of the deaths. Going up to the birthdays, John C. Reilly is American, an actor. He's from Chicago, he's famous for Chicago, the movie. And he was, what's the woman's name? The woman that changed herself with plastic surgery. She was so cute. And now she's not ugly now, but she doesn't look like herself anymore. Mercury's gone. I shouldn't be going through this anymore, though, with this Mercurian energy messing with me, my memory. Oh, goodness. I can't think of her name. Never mind. He was her husband in the movie of the play Chicago. And he was also in The Aviator. He was also in Step Brothers. Why isn't this listed? This is probably more important. He's in a lot of comedies, actually. None of them are listed. They only have Chicago and The Aviator. He was born on May 24th in the year 1965 and is 51 years old, a Gemini from Chicago, Illinois, USA. If you just look up John C. Reilly, if you're not familiar with who he is by the name, and click on the images and look at his picture, you'll be like, oh, this guy. And then you'll know what I was talking about, too, with the woman. Roseanne Cash is American and a country singer. She's best known for her 1981 country hits, The 7-Year Ache, and in 1985, I Don't Know Why You Don't Want Me. She was born on May 24th in 1955 and is 61 years old, a Gemini from Memphis, Tennessee, USA. Bob Dylan is 75 years old. His real name or full name was Robert Zimmerman. He's American and a singer-songwriter, an influential American singer-songwriter who began as a folk singer associated with the protest movements of the 1960s with folk songs like Blowin' in the Wind and The Times They Are A-Changin'. He was born on by 1965. Geez, I don't know what's happening with me. Dylan had moved toward pop music with songs like a Rolling Stone, but went on to explore many musical styles, including country and gospel music, also poetry, which, I mean, music can be considered poetry too, to sound, but he wrote poetry too, Bob Dylan, or writes poetry. His songwriting is innovative for being introspective and personal, and his songs have been widely covered by other musicians. He was born on May 24th in 1941 and is 75 years old, a Gemini from Duluth, Minnesota, USA. And lastly, Victoria was English. Her full name was Alexandrina Victoria. She was English and Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland from the 20th of June in 1837 until her death in 1901. She inherited the throne at the age of 18 and became a national icon. Her reign of 63 years, I don't know if you guys are noticing all these 9s and 19s with her, her reign of 63 years and 7 months, which is longer than that of any other British monarch and the longest of any female monarch in history, is known as the Victorian era. It was a period of industrial, cultural, political, scientific, and military change within the United Kingdom and was marked by a great expansion of the British Empire. She was born on May 24th in 1819 and was a Gemini from London, England. She died on January 22nd in 1901 at the age of 81. And she was the last. Going to the dice, we're beginning with romantic dinner. Forget it. Cocktail. Spirit still says cocktail. Weekend away. And try again. It's 50-50. So, you know, these things can go either way, basically. Whatever the case is for you. Whatever the scenario. Beginning with the Two of Fire, you've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. This can be romantic, business, or a little bit of both. Opening to the Wheel with Archangel Michael, a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. Two of Fire back. Opening to the Page of Fire, who's outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Two of Fire back. And opening to the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. High Priestess also likes to keep a lot of her business to herself, like what she's doing, what she's got going on to herself. Very Gemini-like. And opening to the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love, in my opinion. This King of Love and Emotion, opposite the Two of Fire here. With the Two of Fire back. Also, I think that we're starting with this Two of Fire because the day prior, we were crowned by the Three of Fire. And I said somebody was going to walk away from one of those fire signs. One of those fire signs was exiting that situation, that triangle, that relationship, to only leave two. Here they are. And the Page of Fire is back. The Page of Fire is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and brings us news of a new opportunity. Today's overall energy is the Four of Air. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Right now, it's 50-50. Could go either way. Masculine is the King of Air, who's brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. Surrounded by the Moon with Archangel Haniel. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. The Moon represents the sign of Pisces or other water sign, Scorpio, Cancer. The King of Air, by the way, I didn't mention, is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. In the masculine subconscious, the Six of Fire, victory, good news, it's on its way. Also public recognition or awards even. The feminine is the Knight of Earth, who's loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. The Knight of Earth is a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or someone taking on those energies or behaviors. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. Uh-oh. Surrounded by the Five of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. The Five of Air, for me, is when we bring conflict upon ourselves. And it's not necessarily on purpose, like we were doing something malicious, although it can be that. It could be completely inadvertent, like, and we don't realize it until we've already set things in motion. Often having to do with jumping to conclusions, you know, that causes some sort of reaction or action from you that was the wrong one. And maybe because we're fantasizing and got a bunch of things in our heads, rather than getting to one, narrowing down and finding out like which one is the truth, which one is appropriate. A complex decision, the need to do research. Stop procrastinating. Crowning, the two of earth, too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. The Emperor is back with Archangel Michael. Organization and logic, structure and discipline. Also leadership. The Emperor representing the signs of Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. At the heart of the matter, the King of Water is back. Again, he is trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, again, which is love. Crossing the King of Air, this can certainly be the Gemini and Scorpio connection. Crowned by the two of earth, so with this one, with the two of earth sitting atop the King of Water and next to the King of Air, can have something to do with a decision about them. Maybe about their relationship, about their living situation, about finding time for one another, finding balance. I think fitting one another into their schedule for the most part. So for those of you air and water combinations out there, you may be like putting in too many hours at the office and not enough time for a romantic dinner, like the dice with which we started. And it's time to start like considering stuff like that. And again, honoring your commitments with the Knight of Earth also crossing the King of Water. It all works out in the end. King of Water crossing the Six of Fire. There's just some things that we don't know. We've got to pay close attention to the messages the universe sends, listening to our intuition. Then we have the Emperor crossing the Moon. He may bring forth some of this information that's hidden. Like the rest of us might not know what's going on, but the Emperor may. Somebody authoritative, perhaps a parent, like a father or a boss, and they sort of, a professor even is coming through, and they sort of help us to get something narrowed down and to focus so that we can be victorious and on whatever it is we're working, whatever the project is. Let's get some clarity. Strength here to make it through this situation with the Five of Air, but it's not telling exactly what the feminine might have done. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. The World, and I was just thinking as I was looking at this Seven of Water again, that it may have to do with a third party. It may have to do with like another person, something that ended up being hurtful to the union and the divine masculine. That's what the World could very well signify. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude in the path toward enlightenment. It took strength, whatever. It wasn't like an easy situation, but we finally did get pinpointed down to one choice with regard to the feminine. And it could have something to do with the earthly. It could have something to do with work in a more general sense. Not necessarily love, but I think for the majority to whom this at all applies, this Five of Air, the need for strength and the World, it does have to do with love and emotion and a romantic situation, quite possibly, and the decision between two people. Whoop. Look what just jumped out. This whole pile just leapt away from me and is topped by the Ten of Air. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. You may even be recovering from an addiction. So this is like a codependent relationship of some sort. It can be upon any person, place, or thing. So it could be a codependency upon, yes, some sort of addictive substance, that's for sure. Or it can be upon a toxic relationship, which I think, again, for the most part is exactly what it is. Going to the romance card for more clarity, beginning with soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And opening to deception. Boom. Someone is wearing a false self mask. And again, like I said, I think the Emperor knows what's up. But there's some secrets here. Deception now at the bottom. But opening to calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Deception. Opening to retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Weaken away, that could be, but deception back. And opening to true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Deception back. I'm going to cut. Calling in your soulmate back. And the overall energy is true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. I think this day for the feminine, it's a lot of what we saw in the weekly. The feminine has a decision to make. They have to be willing to pull away from this connection, this being bound to a situation for the sake of the material and the financial, as if the universe won't provide if they follow the guidance of the Emperor. This is like the universe talking. The King of Water, God. Get more clarity about this King of Air. And the Moon. And maybe the Knight of Earth. And the World. And the Two of Earth. And the Seven of Water. And the Victory, only for the sake of matching up the columns here. Maybe even the Emperor. The only one that's completely clear is the King of Water. Atop the King of Air. You deserve love. You are lovable. So you're guided, masculine, to speak up for yourself and get yourself out of whatever situation is preventing you from having this love. You are guided to become the King of Air. So you can speak your mind with confidence and cut off anything you don't need in your life anymore. This you deserve love is very Cupid, very Sagittarius to me too. So it may have something to do with a Sagittarius in your life. Doesn't have to. Atop the Moon, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So you're getting messages, you're getting psychic insights. You're not necessarily following them. You're guided to start doing that. Make the effort. Listen to the intuition, the messages that are coming in from universe, from God, that's guiding you to, you know, work on your love life if that's what you want. You know, you want this great love, this true love, right? The romance of a lifetime. That's what you want. That's what you can have. It's like here for you, but you got to take a step. And you got to take a step despite the unknowns. That's what this is really saying as well. Yes, you're getting psychic insight, but some stuff is going on behind the scenes. There's going to be things that you will have no idea what's happening. And the idea is to move forward and make the effort despite fears that would otherwise hold you back. Atop this Victory, the Six of Fire, boom, makes total sense. Calling in your soulmate. Okay, that's working for you. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations are manifesting your reality. Feminine, atop the Knight of Earth, wedding. This situation involves marriage. And I think for some, you know, this is dual meaning. It will be wedding, King of Water, which is the King of Love and Emotion, and calling in your soulmate. This is about the divine marriage, you know, for one meaning. But another, this is the commitment or your marriage to money. I talked about this in the general. Your marriage to the material. how it has you bound, which is probably why the ego or devil card showed up as I was shuffling. It's the need to detach from these things of the earthly. Atop this 5 of air, and then the strength, and then the world, is getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. This is exiting one situation, easing into another. I ended a toxic relationship. I'm beginning one with my soulmate. We have to get to know each other first and begin to like open up. And then that's how we're going to continue to come closer and closer together. Atop the 7 of water and all these choices that you have. Yeah, choices are cool, but one in particular is all you need. And that one could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Atop the 2 of earth and the need to find balance, the need to find time for your social life, your love life, and work and things of that nature is give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Take the time out, you know, to give it some attention. And here atop the Emperor is pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. The red flags of today are the Emperor himself and the 2 of fire. So that means go ahead and go after that beautiful partnership. And with regard to romance, this portion of the reading, the divine partnership, and leave what is not divine in your life and what doesn't resonate with you and align with your vibration behind, painful as it may be for a time. That's what this is here for the feminine. It's the pain of that situation, of having made the decision, knowing it's the right decision, but it's difficult for her to pull away from the wallet that she's married to. Even in the cases where there's not much in it, she just doesn't have enough faith in herself to believe, or the universe is what this demonstrates, that she'll be fine, without this person. There's a saying, I can do bad all by myself. It's like, what's the difference, basically? From the Ascended Masters, we're going to begin with purification and white Taurus, speaking of releasing things that are toxic from our lives, and opening to health and healing. They kind of go hand in hand. Purification back. Opening to choose peace. Okay, this is what we're doing. Choosing peace in our life, not conflict, not people who want to fight with us, who want to be aggressive, who want to be manipulators, sociopaths and things like that need help. They need a king of air in their life to get better. We want to remove ourselves from that, detach from that drama, choose peace. Opening to go now, says Serapis Bay. Choose peace and health and healing back. I'm going to cut after this. Choose peace. Oop. Okay. Look. It's the health and healing card again. Jumped right into my lap. Choose peace. Overall energy is yoga with Babaji. So this is the need for meditation. Let's see what the Ascended Masters would add to help with this situation here. Feminine, they say right. And I think for the most part, this is for the God box, writing down our concerns, our worries, our dreams, our fantasies, like the 7 of water, our goals, our passions, what we don't want. Whatever you want to talk to the universe about, write that down. For others, this is papers, quote unquote papers. This is divorce. This is ending the toxic marriage. That's what we're writing. Like sign your name on the dotted line type of thing. Thought carrying 2 like twin canes. This 11 here under the moon. I think this is very reminiscent of the Gemini moon and the need for new starts in partnership, healthy partnership. So now is the time to do this writing. Further to that, masculine, from the Ascended Masters to you, energy healing, says Merlin. That may have something to do with the king of air that's under here. Now, doesn't mean you have to go to professional. Some of you may want to go to professional for this energy healing. For others, you're just going to take on the traits of a king of air yourself and maybe treat yourself with some crystals or something, or meditation, some yoga, whatever you're into that can bring Zen, restore peace to you in your life, and then help you be able to muster the confidence to make the effort here, because you've already begun to call in your soulmate. Now you just got to act on it and give your relationship a chance. Feminine, open your heart to love, says Jesus. Yes, some of us may be fearful of doing that because we've had these like very toxic situations and incidents, circumstances in our life. But Jesus comes again so that we may have life and have it more abundantly. So he wants to give us like the kind of love we've never seen before. From the angels to the masculine, the dreamer with Archangel Metatron, again representing the sign of Gemini, also Virgo. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. This is the Fool from the traditional tarot. It means jump. Again, make the effort. This new beautiful pathway has been like laid before you, paved in gold, masculine. All you got to do is step out on it. Feminine, from the angels to you, the wheel with Archangel Michael, a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. So maybe some of us who haven't been able to see our way out or through the clouds or whatever the case may be, all of a sudden that may change. And it could be just from you taking the time to write down these things. You know, just like that, the blink of an eye, an instant, the universe can change the energy surrounding you and bestow, you know, beautiful graces upon you. From the romance angels, masculine, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious path and upbringing and your spiritual path. I think for you today, what this card is all about is the desire for the divine union. And again, that's why you're calling in the soulmate, and you know that you're going to win. You know you're a winner. Take this that's here in your subconscious, bring it into your conscious, bring it into your 3D life. Use it to give you the strength, the confidence to march in and, you know, make the effort toward your relationship, because you deserve love. You're lovable. Feminine, lastly for us, from the romance angels, it is safe for us to love. Well, Jesus just came and told us that we should open our heart to love. He wouldn't tell us to do anything harmful to us. He's told us to do it because he knew also it is safe for us to love. So open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all, because the latter is with which most of us have the greatest difficulty. I hope that you guys enjoyed the daily reading. Namaste, angels.